What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a really cool replay for you guys to check out. I will say right at the beginning, this one is kind of lowsy, and you're going to see a certain troll card that's basically going to take over the game. It's a card that when I first kind of read it as it was revealed, I really couldn't think of any practical applications for it. I didn't really understand why anybody would want to run it, but it's actually going to work in this duel. And I think that this is probably a duel that should be classified as like a mid-tier duel. I think that windups and subterrors are probably both tier maybe 2.5-ish. I think that subterrors are obviously very momentum based. I think if they can get through the first few turns, especially if they have hidden city, I think that they can get a couple of behemoths face down. You flip them up and get them face down again. You can make a ton of advantage and get a bunch of big monsters on the board. I think that windups are kind of the opposite. I think that windups want to hit hard and fast, especially from the first two turns, and that's kind of how they always have been. And you know, you got some decent plays with the windup shark, which can take you into like totally awesome if you have two of them. By the time you guys see this video, Norden will be banned, so you know, rest in pepperonis to that. And what's it called, Speedroid Teratop will be at 1, so windups are kind of getting a nerf, which is come on Konami, give us carrier back. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll this, and I believe he's going to open up with a Raijin. He's going to put it face down so that he can summon his behemoth, and then he's just going to pass turn. Now, this might have seemed like a really weird play that he left his behemoth face up, because usually you want them face down. They have their, you know, like flip effects and whatnot. But the reason he did that is because he has Fiendish in his hand, and obviously for you to be able to activate Fiendish, you have to have a face-up subterror on the field. So yeah, he put the Raijin face down so he could summon the behemoth to begin with, and then he left the behemoth face up so that he'd be able to use Fiendish to, you know, possibly protect himself from a Regeki or some type of board wipe. And if you look at the wind-up player's hand, you cannot tell me that is not explosive. I mean, this is the type of hand that could do damage against almost any deck in the meta. I mean, he has a he has a Teratop, which that Teratop is going to get negated, which he's going to press through with the wind-up magician, special summon shark, and you can clearly see he was going to pop off with the wind-up magician. That gets hit with Ghost Ogre, but he is able to go into the Bahamut shark. Totally awesome play, and he's going to attack into the behemoth, which I didn't really get that, because he knew what the monster was, so like he clearly knew the stat line was really hard to get over, you know, 2500 defense and whatnot, but it's fine. He ends up just, you know, T-setting, and he's got the Solemn Strike there. Let's go ahead and keep on rolling. So he's going to flip over the Raijin, and he's going to run over the Totally Awesome, which is going to give him the shark back. But I think he's going to, yeah, he ends up negating the Totally Awesome, and then, oh, this is the fun part, right? So since they both have the same amount of monsters on the field, he actually ends up chaining Switcheroo when he is, because clearly he was using Raijin and he was putting the what's it called, the Bahamut shark face down so that he'd be able to run it over with the Raijin. Dude ends up using Switcheroo. They end up swapping fields, and you would think at first, you're like, okay, well, what is this wind-up player going to end up doing with this Subterror Behemoth monster that has a built-in Foolish Burial? And just, you know, just watch. So this is I guess it's just his lucky day. I don't know whether he planned for it, but he flips it over, and yeah, he luckily plays Trick Clown in his deck, so now he's going to be able to get that Exceed play going. Brings his shark back with the wind-up rat. Summons Invoker, and now he's able to go into Trident. I believe he's going to start popping some monsters, and now it's looking like, yeah, kind of looking like a free win here off the back of Switcheroo, which is, it's just such a weird card. And then since he has Raijin and the Behemoth, he's able to put it back face down, and I think that that is pretty much just going to carry him to victory. It's kind of crazy because he played 2 copies of Trick Clown, doesn't use the second Trick Clown because, like, there's no point. He just wants to be able to normal summon at that point. And then when he ends up attacking into Archer, I believe he ends up using the Solemn Strike. So it actually was just weird. Like, who would put Switcheroo in their deck? But oddly enough, it ended up working out. Not just that, but I'm actually amazed that he had a card kind of locked and loaded for him to Foolish Burial. I mean, I guess it could be considered somewhat standard for windups to play Trick Clown, but I don't know. Like, how many ways do they have of really dumping it into the graveyard? You can't rely on your opponent playing, you know, Subterrors and you being in a perfect position like that. But hey, it worked out, so that's all I wanted to show you guys. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you're interested in this wind-up build, it will be in the description below, but keep in mind, I'm pretty sure that it does run Norden, and you know, Norden will be banned by the time you guys see this video. Same thing about Teratop. You can see that he was running multiple Teratops, so you know, I'm probably not even going to put it in the description unless people actually ask for it, because by the time that you guys see this video, a lot of the power play cards that were shown in this video, like Teratop and I guess Norden wasn't shown, but you get my point. They'll be basically just non-factors anymore. But anyways, I'm rambling at this point. point. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already.